And oh, it's a terrible thing that's happening to me. It's it's almost understandable that a lot of people think that other people's opinions, especially those that they interact with mostly on a digital level, are malleable, are, watery and not backed up by any kind of ethical, moral, or deep conviction, right? It's understandable why after years is because you've seen the sort of you've been fed a steady diet of both siderism, and then you've also seen people like this knucklehead come on the scene, and you know full well if he knows what he's talking about, he's lying, and if he talks like he knows what he's talking about, he doesn't know what he's talking about. And so there's this, you're fed a constant diet of people who are duplicitous about everything, whether they're being forthright or not. So it's understandable that you would think that when people come to um, have a level of conviction in their voice and in their presentation about something they believe, that a couple days later they might feel differently. I'm not going to. You're talking to the guy who stayed up all night with you during the election and said he's going to lose when everybody else was like, I don't know, it could go either way. I stayed up all night. I streamed all night. Do you understand me? This is who you're dealing with. I love you and welcome to the show. It's Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. And hello, by the way, chat room. I just want to say hi. How are you? Mike Lindell needs to be convicted. Mike Lindell's already, it's honest to God, Mike Lindell going to jail is going to fix nothing. Watching Mike Lindell burn every last dime he has at the altar of Donald Trump and fucking Lindell TV, that's a good time. Also, by the way, Mike Lindell, somebody was like convicted for stupidity. For the record, he's not just stupid. He's also mean-spirited and an asshole, but still not, hell, if that was a crime, some of you in the chat room who I actually like could have gone to jail a long time ago for some of the things you've said. And you know who you are. We've all had windows of mean-spirited asshole in our life, and that shouldn't end up with, you being locked up. So just consider yourself warned. Now, Lumpy Pillow is not a good prison name. No. And so thanks, Cat Cookie. I try. You're a mean man, Real Bill. Or who I'm going to refer to from this point on as Sweet William. Just deal with it. So, anyways, yes. So, meanwhile, Trump came out of court. This is 2 hours ago. Rigged. It's rigged. Everything is rigged. The world is rigged against me. Oh no. Can we deal with some of his silliness before we get into the sort of the deeper, harsher issues of the day? I think it'll be fun. This is like a walk down lollipop lane compared to the troubles that are in the world that the adults are fucking handling. Watching this Nimrod just kind of go, I'm a boo-boo, I don't like is I gotta say, it's refreshing. It's adorable compared to the experience that most of us are seeing on the nightly news. Here we go.
First Senator, we're going to have to interrupt you for a moment.
You gotta stop for a second because Donald Trump's about to preach. Come on.
We apologize. We're going to go straight to former President Donald Trump, who's speaking at the courthouse here in New York City.
The government got caught in vicious lies.
Vicious lies. The government got caught in vicious lies. Such as?
Vicious lies.
Okay, never mind. Just say it twice, right?
About appraisals and about values, because the values are very conservative. And we told you the statement is conservative compared to the real values, and that's come out.
No, it hasn't.
Plus, as you probably watched, they have a disclaimer in there, meaning...
I'm full of shit. I'm going to use the same disclaimer. I should have put that at the beginning of my presidency. Like that whole thing about Mexico paying for it. Do your own due diligence. Go down to Mexico and ask the cartels if they're going to chip in via the taxes. To ask them to their face. And, of course, you will end up a mulch, I think they call it, on a garden. And the whole getting out of Afghanistan thing, I'm going to punt the fuck out of that. And something in that disclaimer, we have to put something in about Infrastructure Week because I became a fucking joke.
You could look at it in a lot of different ways, but
Just to see if it's a boy or a girl, or
it means go out and get your own analysis, do your own analysis, and everybody that's seen it, they said they've never seen a clause like that.
he's repeating this one. By the way, his little "I'm full of shit" clause, do your own research. They also came in with this, like, attached to it was Mazars or one of these other organizations. I forget the name of it. His the other appraiser he had, they faked one. They made a fake appraisal and attached it saying, "Oh yeah, it's worth every dime they say it is." So he's like, "Mine might be full of shit, but do your own diligence." And here's this other company, and that you know and you trust, and there you go. So
go out and do due diligence to the banks. The banks came in, as you know, Deutsche Bank came in. He was their witness, and he was a great witness for us. They said they were very happy. The loan was paid off. There were no defaults. There were no deficiencies.
yeah, it's weird. We're all backed with Russian funds. Curious that, what'd you say?
There was absolutely nothing. And I will tell you, what they've done here, the Attorney General sitting inside, spending her whole day here, day after day after day, when people are being murdered all over the streets, the sidewalks of New York.
Well, which is it? I mean, honestly, certainly some of it's got to be happening in the subways and in the apartment buildings and stuff. I watch Law and Order. I know how this goes.
Violent crime.
Okay, all right. So you're saying these murders are violent? I see. There's no like wave jazz murders happening where somebody is being snuffed out with a giant pillow while Kenny G plays in the background. I don't know. Rocks, people punching, knife, gun, knife, gun. This is, by the way, the guy who said he could shoot somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue and not lose a supporter is complaining that murder's easy to get away with in New York.
And no business is
Which it isn't, by the way.
going to move into New York. They used a statute on me that's never been used, not once.
Well, see, the reason they're using it on you is because all the other people that are guilty of it, and there are plenty, are smarter about how they do it. They're not as ham-handed, fucked up, and dumb. See, the reason it's being used on you is because it was so narrowly written to protect, in many ways, the giant economic industry of New York City, that you're the first guy dumb enough to break this law in a way that's easily caught. Congratulations, numbnuts.
It's never been used for anything like this. And they used it on me where I don't get a jury, I don't get anything.
Yeah, I don't get anything. I don't get days of witnesses and my own lawyers, and I don't get to do depositions, and I don't get discovery, and all I get is a judge, and he just sits there and tells me I'm an asshole. It's just, I have to sit there and take it for 6 hours a day with one break for lunch with no fish delight, and I sit there and I don't get anything. I don't get pee breaks. I have to poo-poo in my own pants. I have to sit here I have to, excuse you, don't interrupt. I have to,
We have no rights whatsoever.
He says outside a court of law where he is getting due process. No rights whatsoever. This motherfucker is guilty as shit, and he can drag this fucking nonsense on for days.
Any company coming to New York would be crazy because it's a setup. There's a
Well, any, company, like, in air quotes, like mafia.
big trial. We have a hostile group of people. We have a very hostile judge. I hate to say it. We
Do you really?
have a very, very hostile judge.
Oh.
And I think everybody knows that, and we see that. But the good thing is we have all of the evidence on our side. They have nothing.
Yeah, they got nothing. I don't even know why they brought the case. It's funny that the judge must be hostile or you'd have thrown this shit out early on because there's nothing. I mean, there's that whole thing where, the appraisal company said they didn't actually make that appraisal, the one you were attaching to your appraisal and your statement of financial circumstances or whatever it was. And you're, they're like, we didn't write that. That's a forgery. They had that. But other than that, they've got your own employees going, oh yeah, we were totally full of shit. But yeah.
And it's a case that should have never been brought. I just read many articles.
Yeah, sure you did. You've read many articles. Suddenly he's Alex Jones.
Saying this case is a disgrace to our nation.
Really? They all just use the exact same language you use? That's weird. It seems to me that you're maybe this might be a reach on my part, but it seems to me you're just reading articles that quote you and only reading the part where you are quoted. And it's the same quote over and over. Fuck me. What do I know?
It's a disgrace to New York and New York State, and that's exactly what it is. It's a total disgrace.
He should use the word disgrace more, I think. You think? What do you think, chat room? I think disgrace has legs. I think people are, it's a very moving word. And it's funny because people aren't disgraced that much anymore. In the age of cancel culture, that's what disgrace used to be, I guess. People would be disgraced. You would fall out of grace with the public at large. Not a lot of disgrace going on anymore. Yeah, very few things are disgraceful, I will say. It's almost like an old-fashioned, old-timey word.
We will be here tomorrow, as you know.
Uh-huh.
To have the big.
Really? You don't have a giant rally in Iowa of 36 people in front of a bunch of hay bales where we hear like 9 claps while you speak? You're not busy? Well, that's lucky, I guess. He's apparently going to be in the room.
Golf tournament at Doral, which I own, and I was going to go to it, but
Oh, motherfucker. Boo-hoo.
I find this very interesting, and so I may or may not be here. I'm not sure.
I might go to the golf tournament or I might show up at court, but this is disgraceful and I have no rights. I'm a man without rights, except I have the right to either come and watch this take place and face my accusers or go watch a golf tournament. That's not so much a right as what's the word? It's a word that people use. They bandy it about these days a lot. It starts with privilege. That's what it is. There we go.
Would like to go to Doral and watch.
God damn. I would like to go watch some golf, but I am not allowed.
Here I am like an idiot.
What an asshole. Good Lord.
It's a tournament. It's a tournament. It's the.
Oh, is that what it happens? Is that how golf tournaments are they? There's some sort of competitive golf circumstance going on?
The big final tournament of the year.
Oh, that one. Shit, I would go then. If it's the big final tournament of the year.
That it would have been nice to have seen it. It'll be on.
But then, of course, I got to sit here and have no rights and let the judge tell me that I'm an asshole.
Television, we'll see what happens. But this is a disgrace. Should have.
Don't point at yourself when you say this is a disgrace. I know you're trying to point behind you. You might want to turn your elbows out. So, yeah. Is this working? No. Try to do this. It's hard. Okay.
Never, ever to happen. And I'll tell you, another thing that would have never happened is
Israel and Palestine and fucking Ukraine and Taiwan and China and blah, blah, blah.
The attack on Israel.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
If I were president,
we'd still be engulfed in COVID, so nobody would be attacking anybody because Hamas would be afraid to lose fighters with COVID rolling across the globe.
Israel would not have been attacked. It was viciously attacked. It would not have been attacked.
They would have just gone, I'm scared.
Ukraine would not have been attacked. You take a look at what's going on throughout the
And we would have stayed in Afghanistan then, I guess?
world. The world right now.
Oh, I guess Newsmax decided to go 100. No, just fuck you then? That's weird. Did they cut him out? What happened? Hold on. That literally is new. I guess even it's sad when even Newsmax is like, "Fuck this."